Envy doesn't shout. It whispers. It hides behind smiles, behind kind words, behind what looks like admiration. You've probably felt it before, that subtle unease when someone congratulates you, yet their eyes don't match their words. They nod, they smile, but deep down something in you knows they wish it wasn't you who won. The Stoics called envy a sickness of perception, a blindness that makes people see others' light as their own loss. And falsehood? It's the mask envy wears when it doesn't want to be seen. But how do we recognize these poisons before they harm us? How do we stay clear-eyed when others live behind masks? Nothing cuts deeper than betrayal from someone you trusted. You share your victories, your fears, your plans, and one day you realize they were never standing beside you. They were studying you. The pain of discovering envy or deceit isn't just about the other person. It's about what it does to you. It makes you question your own judgment. It makes you withdraw. And if left unchecked, it hardens your heart. But Stoicism teaches pain is information. It reveals what we value, what we overlook, and what we must learn to see clearly. So the lesson isn't to distrust, but to discern. And discernment begins with sight, not of appearances, but of essence. That brings us to the Stoic way of seeing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "See things for what they are." He didn't mean to be cynical. He meant to be free from illusion. The Stoic doesn't assume everyone is pure, nor that everyone is corrupt. He observes without judgment until truth reveals itself through patterns. Epictetus said, "When someone shows you who they are, believe the pattern, not the promise." Stoic sight is calm. It doesn't chase rumors or emotions. It watches quietly. When you stop reacting, you start seeing. And when you see, envy and falsehood can no longer hide. Because both of them, in the end, reveal themselves through subtle cracks. Let's explore the first one. Envy rarely attacks directly. It compares. You'll notice it in jokes that cut too deep, in subtle corrections, in the faint shift of tone when you speak of your success. Psychologists call it micro-jealousy. The Stoics called it a fracture in the soul. When someone measures their worth by your achievements, they cannot truly support you, because your rise feels like their fall. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Another's praise should not lift you, nor their envy disturb you." See it, understand it, but don't internalize it. If you chase validation, you'll start performing for the envious. If you resent them, you'll mirror their disease. Observe, but stay unmoved, because envy feeds on reaction, and your peace starves it. Law 2, falsehood, wears the mask of agreement. Not every smiling face is sincere. Some people agree with you not because they understand, but because they seek entry. They mirror your tone, your views, your habits, until you feel safe around them. Then slowly their true motive unfolds. Epictetus taught that words reveal little, character reveals all. Time, consistency, and adversity, these are the tests of truth. Falsehood cannot survive long in silence. Ask fewer questions, listen more, and people will show you who they are. Stoicism doesn't teach us to be suspicious. It teaches us to be awake. Don't armor your heart with distrust, just sharpen your sight. And as you grow, that sight becomes effortless. Because there's a deeper signal to watch for, not in their words, but in their reactions. Law 3, the mirror of reaction. When your light grows, you become a mirror. People's true nature reflects in how they respond to your growth. A real friend celebrates your rise. An envious one grows quiet. A false one pretends to cheer, while secretly resenting that it's not them. You'll feel it, a subtle withdrawal, a laugh that doesn't sound the same, a tension in the air that wasn't there before. This is the point where the Stoic must remain unmoved. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. The purpose of recognition is not revenge, it's clarity. Because clarity protects you far better than confrontation ever could. How do we live this awareness without becoming cold or paranoid? Through Stoic discipline of attention. Each day, observe without attachment. Watch how people handle your silence. Notice who gossips easily, who keeps promises, who seeks truth rather than drama. And when envy or deceit appears, do not meet it with anger, meet it with distance. You cannot control their mind, but you can control your peace. Seneca wrote, "The wise man is content with himself, needing no false friends." That is apatheia, the freedom from disturbance. Not indifference, but inner command. And once you hold that, you move through life like still water, reflecting, but never disturbed. The real strength isn't in calling out deceit. It's in staying calm when deceit calls on you. Your peace is your weapon. Your silence is your shield. The Stoics trained for this, to walk among storms without losing balance. They called it the inner citadel, a fortress no envy, no lie, no betrayal could reach. When others act falsely, let them. Their actions expose them faster than your words ever could. Remember, falsehood burns itself out. Truth doesn't chase, it endures. And endurance, calm, steady, unshaken, is what separates the Stoic from the ordinary. But before we point too far outward, we must look inward. Because the same envy we see in others often sleeps within us. We all have moments where someone's success stings, or where flattery feels easier than honesty. The Stoic practice isn't to condemn it, but to notice it, and through awareness, dissolve it. To see clearly, in others and in ourselves, is to love wisely. That's the final test, not to grow bitter from deception, but compassionate through understanding. So walk with clear eyes. Recognize envy, recognize falsehood, but don't let either poison your spirit. Awareness is your armor, integrity your compass, peace your power. And when you meet those who envy or deceive, smile and keep walking, because their shadow can't reach where light walks freely. If this message spoke to you, reflect on it in the comments. And remember, the Stoic doesn't run from darkness. He simply learns to see through it.